Hey guys, welcome back as always. My name is Lazar, and today we're gonna try something a little different, or better said, I'm gonna try something a bit different. I'm gonna try my hand at Warframe build / Exalted weapons build. So needless to say, I'm a bit new at this. In case I make mistakes, which is highly probable, please, oh please, don't chop my head off. And with that out of the way, let's jump into Wukong Prime, the Monkey King himself. Now when it comes to Warframe builds, weapon builds, and whatever builds, I'm a bit of an extremist. I'm the kind of guy that prefers performance over commodity. I'm not judging, I just simply like more performance. And with that in mind, let's take a look at the build. Of course, Steel Charge, because you gotta have Steel Charge. Half Umbrified setup, 4 forma required with Umbral Vitality and Umbral Intensify. And you will notice that the only survivability mod that I have on is technically Vitality. Now I played Wukong in survival, endurance, whatever you guys want to call it, up until level 120, 130-ish, and I did not have an issue staying alive. The only time I had a slight issue when there were too many Eximus that would drain energy, that energy leech. Yeah, that was a bit of a problem, but nothing a good old energy pad can't fix. Now the energy for the build you're gonna get from Arcane Energize are free. This is how I actively get my energy back, but of course this is not very new player friendly and not everybody may have this, so you can use Hunter Adrenaline instead and just you replace flow out of the build. Now flow, I see it more as a necessity in the case of the Arcane Energize with flow combination, but again you can go for Hunter Adrenaline. From my point of view, this would be a bit more optimal if you got Arcane Energize. It's okay to use the normal version of flow as well, no problem. Of course you're gonna need a little bit of efficiency and duration as well. Don't have prime, use normal. Now the entire build is made around his 4 ability, his staff, Primal Fury the ability is called. We got 293% power strength. Where from? Power Drift, Blind Rage, Augur Secrets. Now I have tested Blind Rage and Transient Fortitude because I wanted one big power strength mod, because more power strength means more damage from the staff. Careful, not just impact and puncture as this image would suggest. It increases all of the damage, so elementals you put on also will be increased by more power strength for Wukong. Now I tried Transient Fortitude, and to be honest with you guys, it wasn't the lower power strength that bothered me, but minus duration seemed to hurt the overall gameplay more than minus efficiency in the case of the flow combination with Energize, so you can keep on going like this. Primal Rage is mandatory, okay, 150% critical chance, fully stacked out, and basically you can keep this one up forever. It might drop a couple of percentages, but nothing too major, so 100% go and get this one. I think it's about 20 or 25,000 standing, or like 10 plat from the trade chat. Get this mod, it's fantastic. Now of course, your Warframe build should always be linked to your Exalted weapon build. Try to augment the two. So let's have a look at the Iron Staff Prime, of course, because why not? Now this one might seem just a tad kooky. First of all, Prime Reach is mandatory on the staff. There's no debate about it. You gotta have Prime Reach on it. If you don't have the Prime, use the normal version. I don't even know, there is a normal version? Yes, there is. 60% instead of... Wow, now that's a difference. But anyway, I sidetracked. Prime Pressure Point, and here's a bit of a debate. Is it worth going for Sacrificial Pressure and Sacrificial Steel instead of Prime Pressure Point and trying to work off with more crit? Yes and no. Yes, it would be better, but unfortunately you don't have the necessary mod capacity to fit all of the mods that would make it better, unless you Umbra format the staff, which no. Okay, so which no. So we're gonna go with Prime Pressure Point. Now it's obvious to anybody that build any melee weapon that this weapon wants to be built into Condition Overload. So of course we got Condition Overload, and we got 3 of the 60/60 mods, Vicious Frost, Volcanic Edge, and Virulent Scourge. And why this specific setup anyway? Why not Corrosive and so on and so forth? Well, the point is pretty simple. Blast with Condition Overload works really well because it counts as 2 for a very short amount of time, but it still counts as 2. So even though it hurts my soul to make blast on the weapon, I will do it for Condition Overload. 60/60 is of course more status chance, more damage from Condition Overload. And Virulent Scourge is here just to give me more status chance and one additional element, once again for Condition Overload. Now of course you're gonna need some attack speed, so you can go for something like Prime Fury if you wish, but I went with Berserker because I got the weapon to offer me crit as well as the benefit of Condition Overload, and I'll explain exactly how that would work. So we're gonna get our attack speed from Berserker, and I also have critical damage on the weapon, which might seem just a tad curious. I mean, your critical chance is only 25%, right? 90% critical damage from Organ Shatter. Now that said, in order for this whole build to work properly, it needs crit chance for Berserker, and of course the critical damage would be worthless without critical chance. And the critical chance comes from outside sources. That's kind of like how I want to refer them to. First of all, you got 30% bonus additive after from a single Arcane Avenger. You can't go with 2 on this build because you need your energy back. But if you're going Hunter Adrenaline, then it's okay to double stack Arcane Avenger. Yes, they do double stack the cards right now. So you get 30% from this bonus additive after, so you're going to 55% plus 150%, but this is not bonus additive after, okay? This is simply applies to the base, 150% from Primal Rage. But of course, that is not enough. So the final solution will be the Gladiator mods that you can use either on the Deconstructor Prime together with Helios, or you can simply use it on your melee weapon. And yes, the set bonus will be carrying over to your Exalted weapon. So you got Gladiator Vice, Might, and Gladiator Rush. These are 3 of the Gladiator mods, 45% critical chance per combo multiplier. Fantastic. Now, of course, you can go one step further. You can use the Gladiator mods on your Warframe as well. But that's a compromise I'm simply not willing to make. This will be more than enough. So again, this is just a stat stick, if you will, for Wukong's Exalted staff. So take it like that. Now there is still one more piece to the puzzle. This is an Exalted weapons build, a Primal Fury build, but none of this will be coming together if you don't get combo duration, combo multiplier, especially considering that we are using the Gladiator mods, and you can't exactly sacrifice anything on your Iron Staff. Well, let's put it another way, not that you can't, you shouldn't, better said. You can't sacrifice the range, the damage, none of the 60-60 mods that benefit condition overload, and we went out of our way to get critical chance on the weapon so we can benefit from critical damage and attack speed, so you can't drop that either. So what you can do is go to the Naramon Void School and use a very popular talent. This one is called Power Spike. Melee combo counter now decays while out of combat by 5 every few seconds instead of depleting completely. So as you can see, guys, this fixes the combo duration issue, and the entire build is extremely interlinked. From your Warframe build to your Exalted weapons build to your melee weapon or your Sentinel's melee weapon, even down to the Void School. Everything comes together to make this happen. So let's see what it can do, right? None of this would matter if it doesn't actually perform. So we're going to be spawning in Corrupted Heavy Goons level 140 because this is the maximum I can spawn. Of course, no invincibility because we want to see if the guy actually stays alive or not, and no paused AI because when you're hitting a paused AI in the simulacrum with a melee attack, not a ranged attack, it does get a multiplier applied. So we're going to activate our little friend, our staff, and just go to town. Now, when you're doing your melee attacks for the first time, just to build combo multiplier a whole lot faster, go for a couple of slide attacks, just so you can get to 2.5, 3x a whole lot quicker. As you can see, the damage is phenomenal. The more combo multiplier you have, the better and better your crits will be, thanks to the Gladiator set. As you can see, the damage is phenomenal. The survivability isn't much of an issue, but let's say you get damaged too much, just go cloud mode. Even better yet, I can pump up my armor if I use my free ability, 1500 armor from Wukong. But as you can see, I don't really need it. It's not really required. Gotta be some targets left alive. There we go. Condition overload OP. Mixed in together with crit. And I'm already at 3x. Now, of course, I'm not gonna be dropping any of my multiplier, thanks to Naramon. One more time, why not? And we're just gonna keep doing this until you guys are satisfied. I'm getting the buff from Primal Rage as well, the critical chance buff. And these guys are just simply falling to me. Now the blast is helping me as well, applying some crowd control. But I can get more damage mitigation like so. I just press my free ability, wait for it to finish, and boom, 1500 armor. The amount of damage this guy can deal is phenomenal. And let me make one thing very, very clear. You don't have to build like this. Definitely not. This is just a way. I was after getting condition overload with crit on Wukong and seeing exactly how little survivability I can have on him and still fight high level enemies. This is more about DPS, about damage rather than anything else. But you can make him into immortal if you want to. Sure, go Umbral with the Steel Fiber, for example. Add adaptation on there if that's your gameplay style. It's all up to you. But if you want the damage, this is a way you can get that damage. Not the only way. As for Wukong, I love the rework. It's amazing. If I didn't touch Wukong before, it was for a reason. And now I'm only playing Wukong, at least for the past couple of days, because he's so much fun, can be built in a number of different ways, and will fit a whole lot of playstyles. Careful at crowd control though. You saw that? Almost killed simply because I got knocked on the ground. If you get knocked on the ground like that, then you're not going to be able to activate your cloud or your free ability to go invulnerable. Now the swing doesn't do a whole lot of damage, just use it for the armor. Now my friends, I hope I made my point and I hope you enjoyed this build video. Honestly, I'm still new at this Warframe and Melee things, but hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, please let me know in the comment section down below so I know to do more. If you didn't like it, also please let me know. And with that, I'm gonna thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. If you got any sorts of feedback for me, I would love to read it in the comment section down below. You can also catch me on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, all the usual places. But until next time, my friends, bye-bye.